Shalom, especially shalom to those that's going to be on this live a little later, and shalom to those that's going to begin on this live in a few minutes. Lord willing, this live is received, and it's the whole live and not partial. Yahweh Ratazah. But first and foremost, I want to give all praises, all the glory and honor to the one true power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. Almighty Shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit, teaching His word and believing His word as a whole, that y'all can continue in sound doctrine and in the same Spirit. Shalom to the Akwath that are believers of this faith and this truth. Lord willing that you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife in this faith and in this truth. And Lord willing, the Most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. The water love, right? I was spending my time on this other video that came across. This other video I was doing. It was going into teaching His word is a gift and a responsibility, you know. And even though we know everybody is not a teacher, but having understanding, you know, gaining understanding, getting this information is a gift, you know. And when you get this gift, like any gift, you know, a woman give you a gift, your brother give you a gift, but it's better. I'm gonna just use a woman for a better example. Most women, they want to see your first reaction. Oh, I don't see you smiling on it, so you really don't like it, or if you're using it, you know. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai trumps all of that. So the Lord have given us a gift that's better than any gift in this world, right? And that's that lesson. But I'm expounding on it because this lesson we're about to go into, this gift is so amazing that you have to be willing to let everything go. You have to be willing to give up everything, right? As the rich man didn't want to give up in Matthew the 19th chapter, we have to do the opposite. Even the little that you have attachments to, have the power to give it up for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? Any things that you're dealing with within yourself that you held on, try your best to let it go, because especially if you have the kingdom within you is like when you really got to use the bathroom, you start shaking, you start moving, leg and all of that. You can't help yourself because you got to use the bathroom so bad, right? And that should be the same feeling with the Lord, that you want to let these things go so that you can be more of a reflection of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, even more a woman being a reflection of her husband. So the title is lesson, which you see right before you click it, or those that's not clicking it and you can just see it. This treasure is not about Salaki. This treasure is about genuine transformation in faith. So I have a few points right here, and two scriptures that I'm about to start off with, and then I got some other notes in my other phone that I got. This phone is not mobile, but I just got some certain points that I want to deal with when we actually get into these precepts, or the main precept of today, right? Which is Matthew the 13th it was in Matthew the 13th chapter. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Okay. So first, before we even get to the phone, let's get these precepts I have on the back. Right. First, I want to start with Matthew the 6th chapter, verse 21. So Lord willing, you could pay close attention. Lord willing, you can take something from this and apply it within your life, right? Because we're getting more into that time. Right now, we should be showing more sacrifice. We should be showing more of a connection with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai by growing, right? A tree don't stay the same size. It grows. If it's getting that nourishment, that soil, that sun, and that water. right? So this is Matthew 6:21. It says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. And so just going back even to another lesson, that the kingdom is within you. Luke the 17th chapter, I believe, verse 20 and 21. The kingdom is within you, you know. So if your treasure is the kingdom, then you should be having a kingdom within you, which is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And that's where your heart would be. That's where your mind is going to be. That's what you daydream about. That's what you think about. Those are the things that ease your mind, give you comfort, right? Knowing that all of this is just for that moment to work out for that eternal glory, right? So since I quoted it, let's just get it. Luke the 17th chapter, in verse 20 and 21. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees, and when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he showed them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation, neither shall they say, lo here, lo there, for behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. So if you don't have the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and we could break this down in a few ways. If you don't got the name of the Lord, if you're not using the name of the Lord, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, the kingdom is not within you. If you don't believe that you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're not in this truth, but really the kingdom is not within you. If you don't believe that Yahweh Shai only died for the children of Israel, the kingdom is not within you. That means you still have growing to do, right? If you don't believe that salvation is only for the 12 tribes of Israel, which is being saved from their enemies, saved from this veiled flesh, right? Saved from being in a lower state, because the Israelites was meant to rule, then the kingdom is not within you. If you don't believe that the so-called YT Edomite white man is not the Edomites, the kingdom is not within you, because the kingdom within you is wisdom, knowledge, understanding, right? If you don't truly believe, like, and it's different levels. Some people you can have all these things you do believe, but it could be one that you don't. Like if a woman, if you don't believe that a man is the head over you, and the man is the head of this earth, technically all men under Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, if you don't believe that, the kingdom is not within you, because kingdom means kingship. You know, if a man or a woman don't believe that men and women are not equals, they can be, when it comes to faith, but still their faith is not an equal, right? If you don't believe in that type of understanding, the kingdom is not within you. Let alone, you can see if the kingdom within you, because the Lord said in 2 Chronicles 15:13, whosoever don't seek me shall be put to death. So if the kingdom was within you, you would be seeking the word. You would be seeking to hear the word. You would be trying to actually get a chapter in, 2 chapters in, maybe 3 chapters in, right? As much as you can. Guess what? The kingdom might not be within you, right? If you got some women that speak that they're playing their role, but their actions not playing their role, the kingdom might not be within you, because to have the kingdom within you is wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and you move different. That's a different type of flow, and it's the same with the man of the Lord. I can't say I'm a man of the Lord, and when brothers go to camp, I'm just on the line. What we used to do before, but brothers is teaching, right? If the elder is giving the decree in GMS, if you're not doing a minimum of 3 videos, you get removed from the camp. If I got wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, if I say I do, and I'm not doing 3, let alone if I got time to do 5, 10, 15 out the week, I'm going to have to respectfully say the kingdom is not within me. Because the kingdom within you is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? The kingdom within us, we should give up everything for it. That's the type of kingdom within you got. because nothing in this world is eternal. Let me get that real quick. Let me get that real quick. Come on, let me get it. Let me get it. This is 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, verse 18. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Right? If you have the kingdom within you, you're always hoping for the things that you don't see. Like, I hope that an angel is around me. I'm hoping that angels above me, sprinkling that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on me, where I literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really have 5 precepts written down on here. The other things that I have down here is to add on to the verses. It's not precepts, it's just information, key points of the verses and the meaning of the verses, right? It going on another deeper level. But Lord willing, the Lord adds more flavor to it so that you can be edified, right? I have to believe in things that I don't see, right? That's a part of the kingdom within you. You have to believe that the angels is there, right? Psalms 34 verse 7, the angels encampeth around them that fear the Lord. I have to believe that. Oh, no, I'm going to believe it until I see it. Then maybe the kingdom not within you, right? And I'm afraid of that because I want the kingdom to be within me. So now, let's get to this point. Let's get to it now. Let's get to the point. This is the point of today. This is Matthew chapter 13. I'm going to read from 44 to 47. And then we're going to dissect the verses given a sense. Because that's the whole point. I want to encourage you on the treasure of the goodly pearl and of the net. Right? So let's get it. This is Matthew 13, verse 44. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a treasure hid in a field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he have, and buyeth that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. Now, it's some key beautiful points in there, right? So let me take this off. So when we look back at 44, I'm going to read 44 again. The point is the kingdom of heaven is like hidden. Let me just read it. It says, again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field. That's the point. The kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for the joy thereof goeth, selleth all that he have, and buyeth that field. So the key point to deal with, treasure hidden in a field. In ancient times, people buried valuables to keep them safe. What did Achan do in Joshua the 6th or 7th chapter? He hid the Babylonian garment and the silver and the gold beneath his tent. But that wasn't great treasure. That was a heathen treasure. Come on. What did, when you look at the 10 talents or the 10 pounds, the man hid the one that had the 1 pound or the 1 talent. He hid it and kept it safe because he said, I looked at you as an all-stern man. That was Luke the 19th chapter. He said, you knew I was an all-stern man. And he threw him into outer darkness, man. And took his pound, took his talent, and gave it to him that had 10 talents. That was more fruitful with the talent. He doubled it up. Right? So again, treasure hidden in a field goes back to Matthew 6 and 21. right? Wherever your heart is, that's where your treasure is, right? So treasure hidden in the field in ancient times, people buried valuables to keep them safe. This image would be familiar to Yahushai's audience. A man finds the treasure, hides it again to secure it, and enjoy, sells everything he owns and buy the field. What did he do? It says, let's see if it words a little different in the NLT. Come on, baby. Don't do this to me. Salaki, y'all. I'm trying to get there. Matthew 13, 44. Let me get the NLT. Got it. Okay. This Matthew 13:44. The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure that a man discovered hidden in a field. In his excitement, he hid it again and sold everything he owned to get enough money to buy the field. So he hid the treasure and he was buying the field where the treasure was. Sink that in your mind. So the meaning, the kingdom of heaven is the Most High's rule and reign, is of such great value that it's worth giving up everything for it. Eleazar, 2nd Maccabees, the 6th chapter. He was willing to die for this thing instead of faking, acting like he was eating pork. The 7 sons, even the Maccabees, they didn't want to defile the temple or not keep the Shabbat, not be circumcised. So they stood up for the law and for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. The man's joy shows this is not about painful sacrifice, right? This is not about painful sacrifice. Yo, and you know another sacrifice? It's not about painful sacrifice, right? This is not painful. In some extent it is, but it's not. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. Right? We're supposed to sacrifice ourselves for the ministry of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And it's not just teaching this thing like in the other lesson. This wisdom knowledge that we get is not for you to just hold within yourself. If you have the ability to teach, know that it's others that's trying to get to where you're trying to get. So lower yourself, humble yourself, sacrifice your time, sacrifice your voice, your throat, right? And go and give out that word. I seen brothers that's sick, got flu symptoms, strep throat, and they teaching the word, man. You know? So again, the man's joy shows this is not about painful sacrifice. This is a spiritual sacrifice, which you could look at it in the physical, where you sacrificing time with your family, your wife, your wives, sacrificing enjoyment for yourself or enjoyment with other people, right? You sacrificing those things, right? To dedicating more time with and for Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai, for his elect, right? But eager and willing surrender for something infinitely better. Infinitely better. When we even look at this new covenant, it's better than the old one. Because Yahushai, right? Everything Yahushai did, it's better than the old one. See, now I'm thinking of something, man. What are we thinking of? Let's see, do I want this one? You know what? We can go to this one. Okay, this is it's just so many points in here. I'm sorry, y'all. It's so many dang points in this one. Let me get this one. This is dang, this is so good. This is Hebrews chapter 9, verse 19. For when Moses had spoken every precept to all the people according to the law, he took the blood of calves and goats with water and scarlet wool and hops, and sprinkled both the book and all the people, saying, This is the blood of the testament which the Most High have enjoined unto you. Moreover, he sprinkled with the blood both the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry. And almost all things are by the law purged with blood. And without shedding of blood, there is no remission, there is no forgiveness, right? It says, It was there necessary that the patterns of things in heavens should be purified with these, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifice than these. For Hamashiach is not entered into the holy place made with hands, which are the figures of the true, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of the Most High for us, nor yet that he should offer himself often, as the high priest enter into the holy place every year with the blood of others, for then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now once in the end of the world have he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment, so Hamashiach was once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that took for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation. When we keep on going, Yahweh Shai is that perfect sacrifice, right? Hebrews 10 and 1. For the law having a shadow of good things to come, which is Yahweh Shai, and not the very image of the things, can never with those sacrifice which they offer year by year continually make the comers unto perfect. Yahweh Shai make us perfect. Yahweh Shai make us perfect. Shalom to the brother Shem Yawala in the building. Yahweh Shema Shai Brakatham. Right? Again, this treasure is about genuine transformation in faith. Matthew the 13th chapter, verse 44 to 47. The man tripped or came across treasure and then hit it again and try to come up with money to buy the field. I'm gonna sell everything, but I'm gonna buy the field I put the treasure in. You know? Salaki, let me read. This person says, scientifically, black Hispanics and natives would share similar paternal genes if they were related and were Israelites. First and foremost, give me book, chapter, verse. The Lord don't tell you anything about scientifically or DNA. Look at prophecy, especially in Genesis 49, where it tells Gad that they would be overcame, but in the later end, they're going to overcome their conquerors. Now, we could go into the Dawns Act. We can go into history when the Northern Kingdom, right, the Native American, Latinos, Hispanics was over here and how they treated them. We can look at the Louisiana Purchase. You don't got to look at DNA. You look at the prophecies. That goes into the example I said earlier. The kingdom is within us. And it's a lot of people that show example. They do not got the kingdom, which is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which this other lesson, Lowell and it uploads. When we look at Wisdom of Solomon, the 8th chapter, verse 21, right in the G&T, that Solomon begged the Lord to give him wisdom, because he knew only Yahweh Shema Shai can give him wisdom, because the wisdom of the earth is nowhere near compared to Yahweh Shema Shai. We need his wisdom. That's different, you know? So again, let me just go back and read that verse again. Matthew 13:44 in the NLT. The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure that a man discovered hidden in the field. In his excitement, he hid it again and sold everything he owned to get enough money to buy the field. If that's not dedication, you know what? I found this treasure. I'm going to hide it again. I'm going to sell everything I got. And I'm about to go buy that field where I hid that gold, where I hid that treasure. That's spiritually smart right there. So the man's joy shows this is not about painful sacrifice, because it wasn't painful to sell everything he got. Because if he sold everything he got, that means that treasure was worth way more than what he had. But eagerly and willing surrender for something infinitely better. So that shows that the treasure he had was better than what he already had. So the kingdom within you, which the kingdom which we're actually physically going to get, is better than any bullshit we got, man. Yo, literally, the woman you have, the woman you desire on this side, give it all up. I'm not saying physically give it up, spiritually. Think about it. Give it up spiritually. Know in the kingdom, you're going to get way better, and you're going to get exactly what you wanted, how you want it. Your woman going to be 100% correct. She's going to be the right way that you want. She's not going to be under your arm like an armpit. She's not going to be stressing herself. She's not going to be insecure. She's going to know, you know what, I got it. She's not going to need assurance. Oh, do you love me? Oh, do you really care? She's not. No. Peace. You might have peace when you kick your feet up when you're watching a game. Double that in the kingdom. We talking about real peace. Riches that this side can't even compare. You get to travel, no ID. No ID, man. Beyond this, it's better than what you have, man. Better. We talking about sports, basketball, football. Imagine the things you're gonna do. We might have a sport. Who's gonna find the underwater land or country? I believe we could go to another world within this world. Man, it says it emphasizes the surpassing worth of knowing the Most High and being part of His kingdom. That's how valuable that whatever treasure he found, because he was willing to give up what he had, because what he had, what he just found, was better than anything he ever came across. That man not crazy, right? So again, the kingdom may be unexpectedly discovered, right? Something that you like when you walk in and you just trip over something, or you trip over a rock. That's how the kingdom is. It's something that we stumble over. Now, we don't want to stumble over Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai was made for the stumbling block. But this kingdom is that precious stone we come across, right? So the kingdom may be unexpectedly discovered, like stumbling upon buried treasure. We stumbled across this truth. You know how hidden this was? This truth been out here since late 50s, 1969. I really heard this truth in 2015. I didn't take it fully serious until about 2019. It's 2025. The Lord made this truth blossom within 56 years. And it only been in this modern time for only 56 years. Right? So stumbling upon buried treasure, following Yahweh Shai may require rational change and letting go of worldly attachments. But it's worth it. A joyful trade-off. That's the trade. Right? Right? The trade is making a rational change by letting go. What did we say in the church all the time? Let go and let God. The rational change. That's why I even say in Romans, the 2nd chapter, even in the NLT, right? Don't copy the behaviors of this world. James 4:4, don't be a friend of the world, because you'll be enmity. Love not the world, right? What is it? 1 Peter 6. Be content with godliness. Some of us can't even fathom that. Yeah, people are yelling, bugging out here, man. This is 1 Timothy 6, verse 6. But godliness with contentment is great gain. Right? Let's even, oh man, do I want to leave this? No, we can come back to it. We can come back to it. Ain't nothing but a button away. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6 in the NLT. It says, yet true godliness with contentment is itself great wealth. Come on, man. Godliness is great wealth. Yes, it's other things that we care, that we love. I love it, right? But real godliness, that right there is great contentment, man. That great gain, which a lot of people don't have, right? So now let's deal with 45 and 46. We're going to read them in the NLT because we already read them in the KJV. So Matthew 13, verse 45, 46 in the NLT. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant on the lookout for choice pearls. When he discovered a pearl of great value, he sold everything he owned and brought it. Now, when we read in the KJV, it says he seeked the pearl. Now, when we go into the word in 2 Chronicles, the 15th chapter, whosoever don't seek the Lord shall be put to death. When you go into that word seek, it means darash in Hebrew. And it got multiple meanings, but the one that stick out the most is investigate. You have to investigate the scriptures. You have to seek the kingdom. If the kingdom is within you and it's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we're seeking this understanding. Yeah, even if I know what Matthew 13 going into, guess what? You still keep growing. How many times I did a lesson pertaining to something in Matthew 13, but now Yahweh Shem Shai got me going into Matthew 13 verse 40 to 47, and it's hitting me. It hit me. I was at work so excited I wanted to hurry up and go take a break and go do the lesson, but I'm like, nah, man, let me wait. You know what? Let me do a screen record. Nah, man, let me do a live. I was just so excited, man, because just hearing it's like, yo, really, this thing is all about commitment. Like, you know, like the limbo, how far can you go? Can you take it down low? No, that's probably the electric slide. But you know the limbo, the limbo, when they put the stick lower and lower, you gotta constantly go over the stick, so until somebody touched the ground, till the last person that went, they were capable of, while the stick is at the lowest point, to slide through without even touching the floor. You know, what distance can we go for the Lord? You know, like some of us took the step. We gave up smoking weed. You know, you give up, like, you probably could have been an entertainer. You gave up those certain things because then it would take your time from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and you seen your talent for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, that you sacrificed it. This whole thing is about sacrifice, right? So now the main point is, like a merchant in search of fine pearl, right? He's searching for the pearl. The Lord wants us to search for him, right? Seek me while I may be found. Seek my face continually is what he said, right? The key point of that, a merchant actively seeks fine pearls, unlike the man in verse 44 who stumbles upon treasure. So you got two different, one stumbling and one seeking. It don't matter how you come in this truth. It's either you seeking, or you stumble across it. You on YouTube and you're like, wait, hold on, Hebrew Israelites, and then you start watching it. Take hold of it. Like when you put a rag underwater, it absorbs, it just gets soaked by all that water. Same thing. We have to soak up this truth. If we're seeking it, soak it up. If you stumble across this, analyze it. Pick it up. Shoot, take it. Do like the man did. Hide it somewhere else. Right? It says, when he finds one pearl of great value, he sells everything to acquire it. The meaning to this point, this highlights the intentional pursuit of truth. Do you have a, what does it say, pursuit of happiness? Do you have a pursuit of truth? Because that's true love. Do you have a pursuit of truth? Even in Sirach 4:28, strive for strive for the truth until death, and the Most High shall fight for you. You're pursuing truth until death. I'm gonna walk in this thing until death. I'm gonna endure until death. He sells everything to acquire it. Okay, so again, the intentional pursuit of truth, meaning, or the Most High, and the response when it is found, is similar to the previous parable. The kingdom is worth everything. The key difference is the merchant actively seeks, unlike the man who accidentally finds the treasure. You see the two different words? One actively seeks, and one accidentally comes across. Or neither one is better than the other. You still found treasure. Like, some women come in this truth because they was dealing with a man and he was telling them, hey, you a Hebrew Israelite. Guess what? You stumbled across this. But then it could be a woman that found the truth, and then next thing you know, now she's with a man of the Lord. Still the same thing. But do they both have the same purpose? This truth is the treasure. In this treasure, we want to be worthy of this treasure. We want to be worthy of the treasure. This is why your pursuit should be changing, because of your commitment. When you get certain gold and you want that gold to pop, what do you do? You put it in that liquid for it to get that shine, or you go polish it so it can be refined. Hold on. I think I got something. This is Ephesians chapter 4 in verse 22. It says that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and to be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man, which after the Most High created in righteousness and true holiness. Right? Put on the new man. That's the benefit of the kingdom being within you. That's the benefit, that this treasure is about genuine transformation. Be Optimus Prime. Transform. Have faith. Maintain your faith. Maximize your faith. Because it's pressure. Right? So, some come to the Most High unexpectedly. I use the example of the two women. Shalom, Yahweh Shemashai Brakatham. Right? It says, some come to the Most High unexpectedly. Wait, Salaki, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Pickle in the middle. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. So, some come to Yahweh B'Shem Shai unexpectedly. Others search and find. You know, when you was in the world, Tawada, thank you to my two ladies. Thank you, love. I love you. I love you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you. Dang, forgot what I was saying. Okay. So again, some come to the Most High unexpectedly. Others search and find. You know, when you was in the world and you was like, man, that's something different. It's something special about me. And you was looking at Illuminati. You was looking at all this information. You were one of those people that was searching, and you were finding information. Then you got some unexpectedly. That's why I use the example of some women where they going about their life. A man holler at them. The man attractive. he attracted to her, but then he'd be like, hey, yo, look, yo, you a Hebrew Israelite, we can't do this, you can't do that. And she just looking like, man, I like this man. Like, dang, man, you actually, I never heard that before. Now she intrigued. Next thing you know, she started changing her, taking pork out of her house and doing all these other things. Guess what? You unexpectedly came in this truth. And it's a woman or a man that was searching this truth, and out of nowhere, she's somewhat trying to grow in this truth. Might not have the right or correct doctrine, but then eventually she come across a man of the Lord. Maybe somebody was teaching just to guide her somewhere else, and then she heard a man teaching, like, wait, hold on, this man teaching something. Oh, snap. And then you might be married to a man of the Lord, but you are already searching. Are both of y'all different? No. Y'all just came in this thing. Y'all got in this thing. Either one came in it accidentally and one was searching for it. But guess what? The end result. What's the end result? The treasure. Right? One had a treasure hidden in the ground and another one was seeking for pearls. It don't matter. They both treasure. Now that you know that you got this, you have to be committed. It says either way, the response is the same. Nothing is more valuable. It challenges us to ask, what am I willing to give up for the sake of the Most High's kingdom? Oh, I already gave a wheat, I gave up that. Guess what? Every day we have something that we have to sacrifice, right? Your mind. Certain things of how you deal with on this side. You women know who you is. Now, it's certain, sometimes I do lessons where I'm going straight raw, where picking straight at what women deal with on the side, because you know you deal with it, regardless if you overcame it. And it's things with men dealing with. Those is things that you have to sacrifice, right, to pursue your kingdom. Let alone, not even that, let alone for you to be the example of a man of the Lord, to be an example of the daughter of Zion. To be that woman that the scriptures say is a lot of things mentally that's messing you up physically, that you're going to have to sacrifice to be the better you spiritually, to be of those daughters of Zion. To be Proverbs 31, you have to meditate and try to apply it. Some things you ain't going to fully be able to do, especially because, you know, we're in captivity. A lot of us is broke. But certain things you have to apply it in your mind. And if you can't do that, try the other thing. Same with men, right? Even with children, right? So what is we willing to give up for this kingdom, man? So now, let's go back. This is Matthew 13, verse 47 in NLT. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a fishing net that was thrown into the water and caught fish of every kind. Now, I'm going to read 48 to 50 after we're done with this, right? So, like a net that was thrown into the sea and gathered fish of every kind. That's the key point. A drag net was pulled along the sea, catching all kinds of fish, good and bad, clean and unclean. That reminds me of Acts, the 10th chapter, when Peter saw the unclean and clean food. He didn't understand it, which was going into the Gentiles, leading to Cornelius and the other Gentiles, which is really dispersed or scattered Israelites, right? But that point is going to go with verse 48 to 50, right? It says it gathered every kind, symbolizing the exclusiveness of the gospel message, meaning the kingdom draws in all sorts of people. Yes, it does. You got people out here bugged out thinking that they're right. Jesus this, or God loves everybody. Guess what? The gospel, the intrigue of this truth. Hey, this is I'm not gonna lie, this Bible pulls more people bug outs and the true believers. This pulling more people than any other belief, any other religion on the earth. Play if you want to. But we know that the real truth is only for the elect. Right? So it says, the kingdom draws in all sorts of people, but not all will ultimately be a part of it, right? Because the kingdom is all about the rulership, who's ruling. It says this parable continues in verse 48 to 50, which I was already quoting earlier. So, where Yahushua explains that at the end of the age, which is the end of Esau, 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, Esau is the end of the world. What's that? That's the end of the age, right? We're in AD. When Yahushua come, it's over for that. Now it's Jacob's beginning. Our kingdom starts. Our everlasting kingdom, right? There will be a separation, the righteous from the wicked. Matthew, the 25th chapter, separating the goats from the sheep. The goats is symbolic to Esau. The sheep is the elect. No, the sheep is not the 2/3. The 2/3 going to be destroyed here. No, the sheeps are the elect, right? So another point, the Most High invitation goes out broadly, but there will be a final judgment, right? Which the 2/3 will be consumed, be destroyed, 66.6%, right? And 33.3% of the elect, Black, Latinos, and natives, Hispanics, are going to be saved, right? The brother Samuel Waller, and I just dropped that. That's the spirit. 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 62. These things have I not showed unto thee, unto all. No, that was in the lesson I just did. Oh man, that's amazing. Salaki, 2nd Ezra 8 and 62. These things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee. Then answered I and said. Now, when I was doing this in the other lesson, that shows you that all these scriptures is not given to everybody. That's another example of the elect. The kingdom within you, everybody don't got the kingdom within them. Because when a Christian said, you just ask them a few questions. Ask them a few questions. Is Esau still the wicked of the earth? It's so many questions you can ask, because if wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is that kingdom within you, part of knowing who the wicked is part of that. Who's the kingdom for? Who are do you believe you are Israelite? That's part of the kingdom being within you. Yo, and the crazy thing, we can keep on going. And when we look at Ezra, when you look at all the other prophets and apostles, everybody is not a teacher. When we look at Genesis saying, ain't gonna be no flying, ain't no immortality. Guess what? Through the spirit, they don't have the kingdom within them. The Lord gave them a little sprinkle of here, but he didn't give them the full wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. If they're saying ain't gonna be no spiritual powers, you can't worship Yahushua. The kingdom is not within them if they're changing the doctrine, right? So the other point, it says, and this reminds us that inclusion in the kingdom is not just about being caught, attending church, or hearing the message, but about genuine transformation or faith. Because you could go to a church and they could be teaching you bull crap. Because when we seen Jamal Bryant, he went to an LGB community church and he wasn't shaking a hand at him. So him going there wasn't about transformation. It was about him getting money and supporting the LGBT community. TD Jakes, or whatever the heck he did with the Diddler or Diddy Kong, it was no transformation. Now he's retiring and giving his church up to his son-in-law and his daughter. This truth is supposed to change you. Paul is a beautiful example of being transformation, be transformed, persecuting the church, now becoming a vessel chosen to suffer, dedicated to the Lord, right? Transformation is the true men of the Lord. And I'm going to start with Elder Apostle Tahar on down. Those men transform. Not only, oh, I'm an Israelite on Saturday and I'm going to teach, but I'm going to wear my friend. No, they're teaching every day. Every day. 7 days out the week, 30 days in a month. Some, hey, it might miss a day, but even between those days, guess what they doing? Reading. Now this man bugged out. If something happened, and that bar collapse or fall, he's gonna fall in that water. Oh, that man's bugging. Saki yard. That man's bugging. So let's just deal with this final reflection, right? Before we get these closing precepts I want to get. So Yahushua used simple everyday images, treasure, pearls, fishing net, to reveal deep spiritual truth. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 10 and 11. The Spirit of the Lord searched the deep things. The kingdom of heaven is invaluable, whether found by accident or through searching. Following Yahushua requires full commitment. So if you really in this truth, you got to be committed first by the name. Say the name of the Lord. But brings lasting joy. There is also a warning. Not everyone who hears the message is truly in the kingdom. There will be judgment and separation. Guess what? Everybody that say they're a Hebrew Israelite doesn't mean that they're all in the truth. Right? When people say try the spirit by the spirit, a lot of y'all y'all not even really trying the spirit. If somebody keep changing the doctrine, then let alone telling you immortality, that we're dying now, we gonna get the kingdom and then keep dying, and you gonna still follow? A lot of y'all don't even got the spirit to know when you being deceived. You had that moment when you knew you was deceived when you was in church, but now when you come in this truth, you believe you an Israelite, but you cannot decipher who's telling you the truth or not. Oh, all these camps. Oh, why it can't just be one? At Jake one is so motherfucking easy, but it's all these damn churches, and some churches got different rules, different regulations, different thoughts, different push. They're all, but you were able to decipher that. But in this truth, guess what? It was different apostles, different Sadducees. I said Sadducees, different scribes, different branches, different sects. But Yahushua seen they bullshit. The disciples seen they bullshit. You didn't see them teaching. The sons of Sceva, they were making doing exorcisms and saying in the name of Yahushua, who Paul preaches. You got to be sure of your faith. You got to be sure in this truth. You got to be fully persuaded in the truth, not fully persuasive and false. Don't you know some people is taking what they hear or see, but don't go in this. Let me just read. I used to do that. Yo, he said, man, this verse, okay, I'm about to just write that down because I hear him saying it. That's fire. But I'm not even reading it and then trying to add on to it to make sure that it's making sense with the complete doctrine. Right? So if these brothers say immortality not real, and I get their little sumptuous precepts, and I actually try to go with it, I still can't see it. When Yahushua is saying Philippians 3:21, I'm going to change your veil, who's going to change your veil body into his glorious body? Yahushua is immortal. So I can't see what they see. So then I know it's bullshit. You got to be fully committed to the Lord. This is treasure. And this, if it's treasure, what does that mean? It's 50%? No, treasure is 100% treasure. So this truth has to be 100% proof. Right? So let's get this point, and then we'll go to the other point. What's the first one? Okay, we're going to go back to Matthew 13 and read 48 to 50 about the fish net. But first, let's get this major point. Matthew, the 19th chapter, because we were talking about treasure and riches. Or I mean treasure. Treasure is rich for riches too, you know. But let's just use this because they gave up everything. So this is Matthew, the 19th chapter, in verse 16 to 22. It says, And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is one good. There is none good but one, that is the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. And he saith unto him, which Yahushua said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And the young man saith unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Yahushua saith unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell all that thou hast and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possession. He didn't know that salvation, eternal life was in front of him. It's Yahushua. The kingdom was right in front of him. Yahushua. The treasure was right in front of him. Yahushua. He couldn't give it up. He left sorrowful. Let's go back to Matthew 13, baby. It's all lining up. It's all lining up to us now. So let's read this again. Matthew 13, verse 44. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a treasure hid in a field, in which when a man hath found, he hideth. He's going to hide it again. And for joy thereof, goeth and selleth all that he have and buyeth that field. He ain't complaining. He gave up everything. But this rich man couldn't, because he didn't realize the kingdom, salvation, eternal life was right in front of him. Yahushua. You can't get the kingdom without Yahushua physically. You can't get eternal life without Yahushua. You can't get salvation without Yahushua, because salvation is deliverance. Whew. The man is Stevie Wonder, and the man got 2 eyes and still can't motherfucking see. Right? You got people with glasses on. They got eyes and glasses and still can't see. This man couldn't even see what was in front of him. Treasure, baby. Verse 45, it says, Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a net that was cast into the sea and gathered every kind. Here we go. Which, when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. Right? Because they're going to be thrown in outer darkness. Bye-bye. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth. Matthew the 24th chapter, where they're going to come and get the elect 4 corners of the earth, separate us from the wicked, and sever the wicked from among the just. First, the first wicked we speak of is the Israelites. The Israelites. And then you got tares that look like Israelites, but they're really Edomites. They fucking mother-sucking heathen. Right? And it says, And shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Right? So all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Lord willing, where those sheep in Matthew the 24th chapter. I want to be of the elect. Right? Are you committed? The elect is committed. Right? The brother put Zechariah, Outcast 144, Chosen One, Zechariah 13:9, the classic. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold. Right? These ones that's going in the fire is going to be those being destroyed. Right? In the time of Babylon being destroyed and Israel being destroyed, and wherever Jake is at, where the other nukes might land. But America, Babylon the Great, and Yasharallah, Israel, is going to be the main places that's going to get a bomb on them. Wherever is an Israelite there that truly don't believe, you're dead, man. You're dead. Right? Tread lightly. Be committed. Be willing to give up everything for what we have right in front of us, which is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, this spiritual kingdom we have right now, to get the physical. If you want the physical, your actions should be the reflection of your thoughts. Your actions should be the reflection of your faith. If your faith is in Yahweh Hashem Al Shai, move. Move, man. What do you say? Get out the way. Move, get out the way. Get out the way of the world. Right? Somebody holding you back, get the fuck away. Right? If nobody want to be next to you, get into the kingdom, leave them behind. Us men, we shine on our light. If they don't get it, don't force it on them. I talk to Jake on his level. But if he don't get it, I'm not pushing on him. They better enjoy those little moments that they get with me. It's over. It's over, said and done. All those women, brothers that didn't take you serious, and you was about this truth, yo, they gonna regret it. Hey, and if you got a sister in this thing now, Jacob Trouble, I'm saying this out loud. You brothers that got wives now, all those women that didn't take you serious in the women that you got or the wives that you got now, all them women is going to think about you if they knew that you was teaching this truth, that you was saying you was a Hebrew Israelite. Because it goes back to the video I posted. Fame is going to hit the earth. Hebrew Israelites is already getting fame, not like a celebrity situation. But when those chosen is revealed, people are going to be going to and fro looking for the word from the real men of the Lord. You're going to have fame, right? And guess what? All them that didn't take you serious, they're not going to be accepted. You ain't going to even want them, right? Be committed, man. Be committed to the men, the women, and the children. Because what's about to come in front of us, this MOTB Jacob Trouble, it's about to get so real, people are going to get sifted out like powdered sugar, right? And I'm flipping the reverse. Because when you sift the powdered sugar, you using it for that cake or the flour, and the things getting sifted is what you using. And the things not getting sifted get tossed in the garbage. So when you flip that, those that are not getting sifted through, coming in this truth and being sifted away from this world, those that still stuck in that damn sifting thing, you're going to get thrown out and you're going to be tossed in outer darkness because you don't put on your spiritual garment in Matthew, the 22nd chapter, which is that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that kingdom within you. Right? So we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem HaKadosh, the water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for this understanding and the willing. It was edifying for the sheep, regardless if they're here for bear. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Almighty Shalom to the hopeful elect scattered four corners of the earth in the same spirit and in truth. Lord willing that y'all all as a whole continue in sound doctrine and in the same spirit. Shalom to the Akwat Yom, believers of this faith and this truth. Lord willing that you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife, and that you continue to pursue this faith and this ministry and aligned in your role and your position. And Lord willing, the Most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. Again, this treasure is about genuine transformation and faith. Go read 2 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, verse 5 in the NLT. Examine yourself to see if you have genuine faith. With that, Shalom, Shalom, Abba Ball. Lord willing, you heard everything. Lord willing, this live went through the whole time. Shalom.